I'm Marcy Barron, and this is Mondays with Marcy. I'm your homeward bound guide to everything 5D living. I can't wait to share with you tips and tools to guide your personal transformation so that you can live a life that thrills you. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Mondays with Marcy. We are connecting with our higher selves today. So, your higher self is that part of you that is the closest aspect of your soul, of your spirit, that is connected to Source, God, universe, your higher power, all that is. It is that part of you that is connected, in fact, to everyone and everything. And it is conscious, it is expansive. It is that part of you that is leading you on your soul's journey. And it is that part of you that's eternal. It's all knowing. It's also known as your I am presence. And your higher self is always communicating with you. And it's that wise and loving part of you who knows the way to go on your soul's path. And it's possible to tune into what it is saying. So here's the thing. In the past two podcasts, we explored the other aspects of what's going on within us. So if your ego is trying to tell you a story to keep you safe and stuck, and your inner child is feeling all of those big feelings and the emotions, what happens when we're constantly triggered? What happens when we're constantly in story around being separate? We're literally not able to connect to our higher selves. So that then, and again, your ego, I said in that podcast, is the gatekeeper to your higher self. So you've got to calm the ego. You have to reparent the, inner child that's feeling all of the emotions. And then you're able to get quiet and still and connect with the voice of your soul. Okay. So that may feel like a lot of things that needs to go on. But again, if you're conscious, if you're able to align with your I am presence, if you are able to deepen this connection, you are going to literally change the trajectory of your life. So there's not a lot to discuss here. This isn't a big discussion about your higher self. This is more of an experiential experience for you to connect to your higher self. So I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to, with your hands open or in prayer mudra, with your thumbs pressing gently into your heart, just take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I want you to repeat after me, either out loud or in your mind. I set the intention to connect with my higher self for my highest good and my highest healing. And I want you to put your hands on your heart and just take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I want you to keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I want you to keep breathing until you can focus on your heart space quietly and tune in. And it might take 3 breaths. It might take 5 or even 10. And I want you to sink into that space where your soul lives. And I want you to just rest. Rest in this space a bit. And maybe your ego's coming in and you can say, it's okay, ego. I'm going to connect to the voice of my soul. It's okay. You can surrender. Maybe your inner child is feeling a little uncomfortable and you could say, it's okay, sweetheart. This is safe for us to do. And I want you now to talk to your higher self or your soul, either in your mind or out loud. And just remember, these impressions might come as thoughts, words, feelings, sensations, maybe pictures or symbols, sounds, or in any other way you receive information. And I want you to, if you can, say it out loud. Please show me what a yes feels like in my body. And I want you to repeat the words yes, 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 yes. And just notice where your yes is. And just notice in your mind, I feel the energy of yes in my, and you can say it again. Yes, 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 yes. And just notice. And now I want you to say out loud, please show me what a no feels like. No, 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 no. And just notice. And say out loud, I feel the energy of no in my. And you could say it again. No, 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 no. And just notice without judgment. Maybe something's coming up, maybe something isn't. And I want you now to just be open to receiving feelings, sensations, pictures, or symbols. And I want you to ask the question of your higher self, what wisdom do you have to share with me that can help me right now? And just listen. And I want you to ask a question based on anything that you need guidance about, something in your life. And just trust. Go ahead now and ask, is there anything else I should know? And take a deep breath in and let it out. And bring your hands back into prayer pose if you can. And give gratitude. Thank you, higher self, for showing me that you are always with me and guiding me on my path. And just let any impressions come through. And I want you to see, visualize, or just allow some sort of symbol to come through. Your higher self may be giving you some sort of symbol so that you can recognize and receive the signs of your higher self. And take a deep breath in and let it out. And you can come back into the room. and just notice if anything happened for you. And you might want to do this exercise 3 days in a row to really anchor in where your yes is, where your no is, and the guidance. The more you practice, the easier it gets. So for me, my yes is down in my gut. I feel my yes in my womb, and my no is when my throat starts to close. And my higher self comes through. She's given me her name. I have beautiful symbols and recognition of when she shows up for me. And this is the relationship that is the most sacred for me. I go up. I go up and connect to my higher self to get the answers of where I need to go and what I need to do. I'm able to quiet my ego. I'm able to soothe my little girl. And then my higher self comes in and leads me on this path. I spoke about in an earlier podcast how even launching this podcast, my ego didn't want me to launch this podcast. My little girl didn't feel safe to be seen and heard. But my higher self was like, Marcy, your voice needs to be out there. You need to be communicating one to many so that you can share and help support healing people on a bigger scale. So every time, it's easier for me now, but it's like, it's like, okay, ego, it's safer, you to be seen and heard. And I say to my little girl, I see you, I hear you. And then my higher self comes in and she's downloading all of this information so that I can share it with you. And that's going to show up for you in whatever way you show up in the world, whether it's through your work, whether it's through your family and your relationships, or whatever it is and however it is you do it. But it's the same for all of us. We all have this version of us that is communicating to us. It's literally above us. It's our higher self. And your higher self is guiding you on your soul's journey. And you can never get it wrong, and you can never run out of time, and you can't screw it up. But there are tools for you to really connect, and meditation is one of them. Getting quiet, getting into nature, breath work, all of these things to just let that divine aspect come through and communicate to you. So I hope this was helpful, and I am just always so grateful you are here. See you next time. That's it for this week's episode of Mondays with Marcy. Be sure to subscribe to my newsletter at marcybaronclears.com. I also would love for you to follow me on your favorite podcasting app so that you don't miss a single episode. I'm Marcy Baron, and thanks for listening. I am so grateful you are here.